It's cool. We're taking the catamaran down.
Man, I haven't been here in a while.
Man, it's been a while for me too. You gotta try the lamb tagine. Extraordinary.
Really? I haven't had anything called tagine before.
Hey, it's Chadwick.
Is that Chadwick?
Yeah, let me call you back. All right. Hey, Danny and Joe. What's going on? What's going on, man?
What's up, Chadwick?
I'm actually glad I ran into you guys. I just started working out about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I'm trying to get back into my crease, crank, and lax shape. And, it hasn't really been going too well for me. There's this trainer at my gym, and she says I need to figure out my total energy expenditure or something. Like, what is that? Oh, you mean your total daily energy expenditure? Yeah, that's it. Total daily energy expenditure. Like, what does that even mean? I just figured I'd start working out a little bit and the pounds would come right off.
All right, well, let's break it down.
All right, your total daily energy expenditure is the amount of calories you'll burn in a 24-hour period. And this number can be pretty helpful if you're trying to lose some weight.
So your total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE, is broken down into 3 different things. You've got your basal metabolic rate, and all that really is your metabolism. You know, somebody says, oh, you've got a fast metabolism, you burn a lot of calories, or you've got a slow metabolism, and that accounts for about 70% of this. 70% of these calories burn. And then you've got your thermal effect of food, and all that means is whenever you eat something, that process of breaking it down and digesting it burns some calories. And this is somewhere around 10% of your calories burned in a day. Lastly, you've got your, we'll just say activity. This could be exercise, or it could just be the acts of getting up, moving around, doing different stuff. This is why we say, hey, if you're a little more active, you're going to burn a lot more calories, because taking the stairs instead of taking the elevator or getting up from your desk can really make a big difference long term.
Okay, you with us so far? All right. Okay. Good. To figure out your total daily energy expenditure, we've got to figure out your BMR, and then we use an activity multiplier to help us figure out your total amount of calories burned each day. Now, the math is kind of hard on this, so we're just going to go on over to tdeecalculator.net and plug in some information. It's going to make it really easy for us. Huh. So Chadwick, let's plug in your numbers real quick. You're 30 years old, you're about 215, 6'1", and we're gonna go ahead and just calculate these numbers. So here's what we've got. Your BMR is about 1,989 calories per day. We'll just say 2,000 calories. And then with the activity multiplier, we can see a couple things. Now there's no exact measurement for this, man, so it's just kind of roughly put us in the ballpark. But if you were kind of sedentary or you didn't get much movement in for that day, you're at about 2,387 calories. And then if we start to look into more of an active day, that number goes all the way up to about 3,800 calories. So somewhere in between there is probably an average day for you if you're working out, you're moving around a little bit. Yeah. So we've got your basal metabolic rate, again about 2,000 calories, and then if you're really, really active, it might be in upwards of 3,800 calories. So then what we typically do, let's look at that lower BMR and that upper intake, about 3,800 calories. You're probably never going to achieve that unless you get back to like 2-a-days and playing lacrosse again. So let's go somewhere in the middle. Say around 3,000 calories. That would probably be your maintenance level. So around 3,000 calories, you eat that every single day, you're probably going to maintain your weight. If we want to lose weight, let's go into a little bit of a deficit. Not all the way down to your BMR, but maybe 500 calories a day, somewhere in there. So 2,500 calories, that's probably a good deficit. Yeah, that makes sense.
So does that clear things up a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
And if you're wondering about counting calories, check out our video on counting calories and why you should.
Definitely do that. Gee, that was really helpful, guys. I appreciate it. Happy to help, man. Anytime. All right, fellas. Well, I better be on my way. Hey, you dudes happen to have a couple of bucks? I just got the water. I don't really want to charge it to my card. You understand, right? I'll see you guys later.
easy, Chadwick. We got you, man.